Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad you guys can make it. Today we're going over 12 cards that are pretty undervalued still, I believe. We're gonna start off with some that are around the $10 range. It could be a little over and could be a little under, that have a lot of growth potential in my opinion. We're just doing some random sets from random eras. Well, this era, the Scarlet Violet and Sword and Shield era, I won't go past Sword and Shield because some of those cards, you know, they're getting hefty. There's not too much wiggle room left. I think these cards are underrated to a degree, and at the very least, if you decide to hold them, you still have great art that you probably would love in your collection, because it's not always about money, right? So if you're in the market for singles, these are top ones that I would pick up, and there's gonna be a few more parts to this kind of video. If you like it, I'll certainly make more of these kinds of videos. So rest assured, if you don't see a card that you think is going up in value, let me know in the comments so I can cover it in another video. The first card on our list is none other than the Morel illustration rare from Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved is a pretty awesome set. There's a lot of cards, sleeper cards in that set, I believe, but Morel, I have been eyeing this card for forever. The love discs surrounding and looking at them, the Bruxish, these urchins, and the water that's drawn. It's perfectly balanced art. The Morel is looking, I mean, Morel is such a classic Pokemon, Gen 3, I believe. And this is just an amazing illustration. This goes hard in any binder collection, in any slab, beach theme, water theme, you name it. Any card with more Pokemons in it, I feel like is more valuable. And my favorite part, there's a lot of amazing parts in here, but I haven't even mentioned my favorite part, which is the love disc schooling in the background, making a love shape. That's how they school. It's giving insight to the ecology of these living Pokemon. Right now, it's going up, but I believe there's a lot more wiggle room, and if you get a PSA 10, you know, you hitting some big bucks. Now, moving swiftly along to Swablu from Paradox Rift. There are also quite a few Paradox Rift sleepers. I believe the Swablu, I've had my eyes on this Swablu for a while. It's held pretty darn stable price-wise, but $4 or $5, I mean, you can't go wrong with this card. Even if it never grows, which honestly, I feel like that's not gonna be the case. A lot of these cards I'm mentioning, their growth will be seen much more once the set stops reprinting or stops being on the shelves altogether. Accessible supply runs down, then these cards will rise. This is an amazing Swablu. You get to see the Swablu pretending like it is a Wingull. Perhaps it lost its flock or is just feeling a little lonely, but it's flocking with some Wingull and they're happy to flock with the Swablu. It's amazingly captured. You see the sunset in the clouds. Whoever took this picture is amazing. You see the foreground of some lovely flowers. See these stone steps. There's some moss growing over the steps, cattails in the background, and this Wingull is chilling in the pool here. And we get this lovely little message to add to its ecology. It can't relax if it or its surroundings are not clean. It wipes off dirt with its wings. So it's a germaphobe. Relatable. At $5, you know, pretty sick. We have another Paradox Rift sleeper. This is even cheaper than the Swablu, the Snorunt. I have lovely memories with this Pokemon at Snow Point City, catching my first Snorunt, evolving it into Glalie, and later on finding out about Frostlass. I love the textures of the snow. It's super realistic. It is such a clean drawing, the Snorunt having so much fun. This is an amazing card to hold, and I'm super interested to see how much it'll rise after everything stops printing and being accessible in supply. And for sub $5, you honestly can't go wrong. This is a great snow theme for your snow themed binder page or slab collection. Now we're getting into Obsidian Flames, starting with the Cleffa. I feel like most people saw this coming. This Cleffa has been slept on for a long time, and once Obsidian Flames stop being accessible, Cleffa, I believe this Cleffa card is going to the moon. This is an insanely clean Cleffa drawing. Oh my goodness, I just love it. I wish I had it. I'm probably gonna get it sometime soon. This illustration rare Cleffa hits so hard. It's a mood in itself. The star, the reflection, Cleffa right in the middle, the colors, the composition is out of this world, and it's sub $10. PSA 10 already showing its true valuation colors at 100. Continue with Obsidian Flames. This underestimated card is, I believe, gonna stop being underestimated soon, and Obsidian Flames is still quite accessible. So imagine when it goes completely out of stock in your retail stores. The Ninetales drawn by Sia Nanahara. The composition is what gets me. It is my favorite part, but then the colors and the shading and the tails on this Ninetales is sublime. It's very hard to beat this one. It's just over $10 right now. I don't know, man. I would really start looking into this, picking this one up. The price dipped a tiny little bit, not too noticeable, and it's going up. And I'm not sure if it's ever coming back down. So another PSA 10 sleeper at 126. Now we're going into Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith is the last era topper for Sword and Shield era. It is the last set, and from everything we know from last sets, the last sets for Pokemon are always heavy hitting bangers, and Crown Zenith is no joke. It's just that, you know, between Sam's Club, Sea and Sky package and a lot of prints, Crown Zenith is a super heavy printed set, and I think it's out of print now, I'm not sure, but it is definitely not out of supply. It's super accessible and there's still a lot of great sales for it, but mark my frickin' words. First of all, it's last era, okay? So supply will die out. They will stop reprinting it soon because it can't be in print forever. It probably already stopped reprinting. And once that happens, Crown Zenith, I believe right now is the biggest sleeper set. It has the biggest upside potential. What I love about this card is it started off pretty darn valuable, and people realized Crown Zenith set has really easy hits for now. So the price dropped to somewhere where we can get it at a very nice discount rate, sub $10. And this is a beautiful card, if I do say so myself. We have Pikachu right in the foreground, right in the center of it all, doing a boat tackle, and we have the surrounding Pokemon. So many cool surrounding Pokemon here. My favorite is the Crobat. This is an insane card that's going to explode once it's not as accessible. One thing to remember is that because Crown Zenith was printed to oblivion and has been so accessible for such a long time, a lot of people have pulled this card. This card is not a very rare card at all, so there's a lot in circulation. So that has to be accounted for price appreciation. But nevertheless, hold it if you have it, because it's a great card to have in your collection. And it's all-time low price right now, so you don't want to sell that anyway. Continuing on with Crown Zenith, you do see the same trend. It starts off more at the beginning, and then everyone realized Crown Zenith hit rates are pretty good, so it dropped. This is Cynthia's Ambition, one of the only trainer cards on my list. Now, trainer cards, I believe, are all kind of meh, unless there's Pokemon in it. And this is Gastrodon, one of Cynthia's most annoying Pokemon. Not as annoying as her Spiritomb, or I believe she had I forgot what that Pokemon was. But Cynthia just invokes fear, nostalgia, because Elite Four, one of the most powerful end trainers for the Elite Four. Jump scare, piano, transition. I remember it to this day. It makes my heart pump. It's scary, okay? Do I have enough full restores, super potions, hyper potions for this battle? Do I have enough PP? This was really fun times. The soundtrack, freaking amazing, can't get over it. And the last mention in Crown Zenith before we part ways, the Mew. It started off strong. It's pretty stable though, and it's sub $10. This is a beautiful card. You can't go wrong with this card. Mew is a super popular Pokemon, and it's just sleeping here. Took a bite of the Oran Berry, and everyone's just looking at him. We got Nidoran male, Nidoran female. We even got some fish up in here. Galean Ponita, I believe. Some regional birds, regional insects, regional rodents. Lovely card, very beautifully drawn. A lot of people collect Mew as a hobby, so this is a must-have card. Now moving on to Lost Origins, starting off low, sub $5, we have the Pikachu Lost Origin Trainer Gallery 05. Now I believe this is highly underrated for now, okay? Price has been somewhat pretty much stable, but once Lost Origin becomes less accessible, which it has already shown to have become a little bit less accessible with the supply, I believe it's out of print now. It's the Sword and Shield era. This Pikachu is super underrated. I don't know why the price is so low right now, because it's an amazing trainer gallery. Look at these Pokeballs. The details of this picture, the framing of it, the depth of field with these leaves. Pikachu is just trying to sleep, but the trainer is just trying to hug him. And then the kick to the face right here. It's a card that shows character. It's a card that's well drawn. It has details, and it's just the shading, the sun peeking through the leaves. That was my Zoji Roshi. The rice is ready. I'm about to eat. But before that, let's continue on. Don't sleep on this, y'all. We got the other Pikachu, Pikachu V from Lost Origin. Now this, we're heading up there, okay? This is the start of something that's a little bit more than $10. This is more of an investment. But I believe because red is barely featured for a main character status in some of the Pokemon series, manga, and the Pokemon Origins, he is not featured enough in trading cards. So he's pretty rare when it comes to the TCG. So this trainer gallery somehow is featuring red, and Pikachu is also in the foreground. There's really nice details on this picture as well. It's nicely framed, great composition. Red is looking lost, but Pikachu looks determined. This is a beautiful card. And again, a lot of people collect Pikachu. They need every single Pikachu. I myself tend to collect some cool looking Pikachu, and this is definitely on my collection card or collection list. I have some Lost Origin packs that I haven't ripped yet, so I'm hoping one of these, you know, at least one of these, okay? Hopefully it's this one. The price has been pretty stable. It has been pretty high as it came out, but right now it's a little dipped, and we see we got one sale per day, so you know the liquidity isn't too crazy or anything. But once Lost Origin does rack up its time in the supply market, you know what I mean, this is going to go up. This is inevitable because of the Pikachu. And Pokemon's in a boom, and it's gonna stay in the boom for a while, I believe, so we got time for this to grow. If you have this, hold it. Celebi from Fusion Strike. We're going even more up in price, but this is probably my absolute favorite card from Fusion Strike. It beats out even the Espeon VMAX. So Fusion Strike is a sleeper of a set. Those who bought and hold a lot of Fusion Strike know what they're doing. You know, this is a secret little hidden gem that's from the Sword and Shield era that is obviously not Evolving Skies. And I think partly due to the Celebi. The Celebi is a massive sleeper. This is an insane card. The art is so amazing, and you see that the Celebi is creating these leaves from the trees and it's in the dead of winter. This little detail is so amazing, and for those of us who grew up with Pokemon, who loved everything Pokemon, especially Pokemon Forever, the movie, where Celebi is the main legendary, and that man, Celebi is hitting all the nostalgic fumes, nostalgia overload, especially in this card. This is an amazing card. I would love to have it one day. If you have it, you have to hold this. This is going to grow. Even if it doesn't, you have crazy memorabilia on your hands. And the last card, it's from Fusion Strike. It is currently our most expensive card to be investing in, and is the Mew V from Fusion Strike. So the second Mew on our list. If you ask me, I actually like the other Mew better. I actually like this Mew better. So it's just the value, I guess. Obviously, I don't like the yellow border, but the picture itself, I feel like is done better than the Mew V. Not to say this isn't a great card, but I believe, yet again, everyone goes for Mew. Mew is a super popular Pokemon, incredibly collectible as a Pokemon, and they're gonna need this at some point in their Mew collection. Once Fusion Strike goes out of commission, supply-wise, this card is going to explode. You think 33 is a lot? I mean, it started at 64. Alright guys, hopefully this video has given you some thought to, you know, what kind of cards you want to hold, what kind of cards you want to be getting. There's some really good, you know, value in some of these cards that are sub $5, especially, I would say, I mean, the Ninetales is so super value for now. Especially this Pikachu though, it's sub $5, and this is a very beautiful Pikachu card. So if you have any thoughts, if you have any other cards that you think are worth more than it is now and is a good thing to hold, or if you have any of these cards I mentioned, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, and I read every single comment and heart them. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the comments section, and see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.